Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Quantum Leap Futures Morning Leap Session for Friday, December the 30th, 2016. It is the last trading day of the year. It is second last day of the year. I want to thank everybody, all my gang at Quantum Leap for a great year again, and thank you for supporting me. Each morning we get together in these live sessions to take a look at the market macro to micro, take a look at the structure of the market, and then we drill down to our trade levels, our targets, and our hypotheses for the day. We create multiple hypotheses in order to have a plan in place for whatever the market throws at us, and then we wait to see what the market is doing and which plan best adapts, and then we execute on that plan. Please read through the disclaimer. Nobody at Quantum Leap is a certified trading advisor. We are retail traders operating within a self-organized learning environment. Past performance is not indicative of future results, and any trades that you see in Quantum Leap are for education purposes only. Please treat your own due diligence, your trade plan, and your own risk metrics. Okay, taking a look at yesterday. Yesterday, our main hypothesis was a open auction in range, a move up into 51, finding responsive sellers and rotating us down into the 41, and then basically chopping around there with possibly a late day probe down into the 34, 36 area. Exactly what happened, we just did not get up to 51. They rolled it over early, and then we just chopped around, went down and hit the target, came back up and basically chopped at the range low of the prior day into the close, and then started moving up towards the open. We ended up with a doji day yesterday. Take a look at the news. No news today except for Chicago PMI. Light day, but it is going to be, I think you're going to see some volatility today. I wouldn't be surprised to see them still. There is still a possibility, I know I keep preaching this, that we could see new all-time highs before the end of the year. Our daily ATR right now is running at 1698. So it puts our upside daily ATR target at 6175 above, off of the low overnight. The low overnight was 4475. So it's not without the possibility that we could get some range extension and go see that 73. But be very, very careful today in terms of trading, because I think that it's going to be whippy as people unwind positions or start building positions for next year, and likely to get some large rotations. So let's just take a step back, take a look at the macro to micro. Of course, our year open is 2037.75. We're nowhere near it. We're obviously going to have a bullish year. Our month open is 2194. Not likely we're going to hit that either. Our all-time high and our year high is 2273. That would be the most likely target if they're going to go to the extreme. Our week open is 2258.75. We're trading below it right now. Overall, the trend has been up on the monthly with this continuation pattern. Going to the weekly, this is a possible bearish week if we hold below the 2258.75. I'd be watching that as an over-under line. If we do see some weakness coming in, I'm looking at that 2234, 2236 area with possibility of continuation down to the 2219.50 area to test the 9 EMA from above. But overall, the trend is very up on the week. On the daily, you can see that we did roll over and we came down and tested the 9 EMA. Overnight, we came down to the 44.75 area, tested the 20 SMA. Now we're popping back up and we're trying to get back above the 9, which is sitting at that 52.50, which basically 52.75 is our Globex high so far. Moving down to the intraday, you see that we were in a downward trend from the strong move down 2 days ago. We've kind of bottomed out and we've come up, and now we're going sideways, but we're inside the 9 and the 20. The 9 right now is sitting at 49 and a quarter, so watch that level. The 20 is basically up at that 53 and a quarter, so just above the Globex highs. So we've lost some slope and separation, but overall the trend is still down. There is a naked cross above at 22.59 and a quarter, and that would put us to a positive week, a bullish week, if we come back and take out that naked cross in the 4-hour. On the 1 hour, we had a strong trend down. We've kind of got this V bottom on the RTH session yesterday, and now we're getting a upward trend, and prices paralleling the 9 fairly well. Had a little bit of a Mr. Sneaky that rolled us over and tested the 9, but we held with a quick dip down to the 47.75 just a little bit earlier. Going to the 30-minute, you see that the trend up is weakening, and we're testing it right now. We've got lack of slope, lack of separation. We've got an MA hug. This is basically a decision point, whether or not we get a continuation pattern or a breakdown and a start of the downward trend. Going to the 15-minute, basically sideways consolidation, but we are seeing some weakness coming in here, and we're coming inside of yesterday's range. Range high from yesterday is 22.50. And then going to the 5-minute, you can see that we have broken below the 9 and the 20, and we've got a naked cross above us that's setting up at 22.50.50, but right now we're seeing some weakness coming in. So taking a look at the overnight picture, inventory is net long overnight. We basically opened up, came down, didn't quite get to the VPOC from yesterday, then got back above the 9 or the VWAP in the midpoint, and then we rallied very strongly up into the 52.75. Remember that number? That was the micro composite VPOC where we first started this balance area that we're in. We'll take a look at that on the composite. And then we had a shooting star on the 52.75, came down, tested the VWAP, bounced, but failed to get out of the prior day range more than a couple ticks, and then came back down, came down to the 47 area, and then bounced again. And basically we created a double distribution zone on the Globex with the LVN at 47.75. Our VPOC is not likely to shift. It's going to be sitting right on top of the prior day. It might shift a little bit down to 49.75 if we chop around here, but basically the VPOC is the middle HVN of the upper distribution, which happens to be right sitting at our RTH high yesterday. So I'm just going to put this in for the time being. Our overnight high is 52.75, and our overnight low is 44.75, just a tick above the yesterday's VPOC. So don't need that. Oh, and got to put the LVN in. The LVN in is 47.75. That's where our VPOC was earlier in the trading day yesterday before it shifted down. Okay, so let's take a look at the big picture. So we had this balance for most of the year down here in this balance area. Then we broke out, balanced here, accepted price at the 21.98, broke into the 2200s. Then we had our breakout day. That's our significant breakout candle. That was on December the 7th. Came up, and then they first accepted value at the 49.50 the first 2 days, and then they gapped up, went up and made that new all-time high, and then they sort of just chopped around. The overall VPOC for the microcomposite is at 22.57, but at one point in time, when we were early on in this, and this should be including this day, the microcomposite VPOC was down here at 49. Then it shifted up to 53. But overall, it's been at 66.50, 57, and 52.75, 53 area. The value area low is 52, and we're currently trading right at that 49 area. That was the first 2 days of price acceptance in this area. Key level is been shifted down. I'm still going to be looking at the 40.25, but you can shift down the key line in the sand to 38. We dipped down, to what was the low yesterday? The low yesterday was 39.50. So the LVN, the key line in the sand, has been shifted to 38. It's still very blunt here. I'd be watching any move inside of the prior, any move above the Globex high at 52.75 puts us inside of the value area for here, and likely get a run up into the 57. I'm really looking for a move up today. We stalled the move down with this doji day yesterday. Some strong buying did come in down in the 40 area, and that could be the low, but I'd be watching the 38 area. If we do get below that, then target 34 and 27, and then possibly the 50% of the significant breakout candle at 1950. But more likely, we're likely to see an early move down into the range and into value, and then find buyers down here. So taking a look at our levels, obviously 50, 52, wrong one, sorry, 50, 52.75, 45. Now you can use the LVN for a push down into this 45 to test the value area high, and really if we get down here, I'm looking for them to push through to the 44.25, and then I'm going to be watching that 41 area obviously, and then I'm going to be putting this at 38 rather than 39.50 because I don't want to get caught with a false breakout. I want to see them get below the 38, and then I'm targeting that 34. Our daily ATR range is running at 16.98, so our downside daily ATR is down at 35.75, and our upside is 61.75. And again, that's not too far off. Remember, we have that double top at the 69.50 area, and then the all-time high at 73. And I'll be watching the 66 area as a target, 66, basically 66.50, and that 67 range. Was it a range low or range high? Range high from the trend day. So what are my hypotheses for the day? Rotation, wide rotations. But my main hypothesis is a open auction in range, or just open auction out of range, a move down into the testing the 45.75. That was also the open of the RTH session yesterday. push through down into the 44.25, and then somewhere between the 41 and the 45 area, finding responsive buyers and start walking us up and slowly grinding, chopping, grinding up towards the 61, 66 area with maybe a late day probe into new all-time highs. That is my hypo 1. Hypo 2 is a open auction, just in range or just out of range, a push up, take out the overnight high, find responsive sellers, then rotate us down to the 44, push through to the 41, and then push down and chop between the 41 and the 34 and close somewhere down here in the thin area of the profile. Hypo 3 is a open drive, either out of range or just inside of range, so it could be an open drive or an open test drive, but basically a very strong push up in the morning, up to take out the overnight high, push up through to the, I don't know why I don't have this marked, up into the 56 area, chop in here, and then push up into 61 and just get a holiday drift into the close up into the 73 and new all-time high. So basically a take-back day and a move up. We should be targeting 57, not 56, sorry. And that is the microdeposit VPOC. And then hypo 4 is a open auction, move down, failure at the 40-41 area, push down and get a trend day down and come down here into the 27 area, maybe even back into the 19 area and close near the 2200 as the liquidate going into the end of the year. That's all I got, gang. It's going to be tough trading today, so it's the end of the year. Don't end your year on a bad note. Keep it tight, or if you've had a good week or a good year or a good month, take the day off and start celebrating New Year's in 2017. And as always, this will complete our pre-market session. Trade well, trade safe, and we'll catch you on the flip side in 2017.